Hey guys, what's up? It's the Chaos Prophet, and today I have State of Decay for you guys. And I used to do it a long time ago on my channel, but I stopped it because other bigger YouTubers were already beating me to it, and so I just didn't end up finishing it. But right now I'm playing State of Decay Breakdown. I'm actually at one of the home sites that you can choose from, and I want to talk to you guys about the good things about State of Decay, the bad things about State of Decay, and I want to talk about Lifeline. Now, I'm showing you the map right here. It is pretty big, and the problem with this and the new DLC, Lifeline, is that you can see that at the bottom of the screen there was a huge city, or pretty big. That's good. There's another one off to the upper right where where you pretty much start the game, okay? And it's a pretty good, fair-sized town. There's also a fairground on the left-hand side, or the left-hand corner of the map, and it's kind of big, but it's also where the military took over, so there's lots of guns and lots of things. But right in the middle, there's a huge open field. Swamps and open fields and farmland and all sorts of things. And that kind of bothers me. It's almost like they could have put an airport or another city there, something. Because it's kind of like they went, oh, well, we don't want to really do much of the work. And don't get me wrong, State of Decay is a small company made of different other little companies or different people that left certain companies from like WoW and things like that. So they know what they're doing. But they left a huge part of the map, and they did it again on Lifeline. And what they did is they called it the Danger Zone, I think it was. And basically, it's a hot zone where there's thousands of zombies on the screen. And if you go in there, you will die. There is no question about that. So that it just doesn't set well with me, to be honest, because they could have done something with it. But they didn't. There was a lot of things they could have done at the beginning. Like when you were making this game, they did a pretty good job. There's like 6 different home sites. There's lots of different resources that you can go out and get. There's guns, ammo, medicine, everything is good. The cars are a resource. If you flip them, there is no bringing them back. If you destroy all cars in the game, there is no bringing them back. Although there is a guy out there somewhere in the world, especially in the storyline, that can go, hey, there's a car over there, but you're gonna have to do something for me, which is usually like bring him food or something. But yeah, when they introduced Breakdown, they eventually brought in the fact that you could bring a partner or bring somebody along, and that's what I did. I brought somebody with me to help me out getting food on this mission right here, as you guys are seeing. And it's a really good idea, but they probably should have put that in the beginning of the game. That's just rule number 1. If you've seen any zombie movie or zombie game, really that should be the premise, that, you know, you should go with a buddy. You should never be alone. So that's kind of weird as well. The other thing that's bad about the buddy, even though it's good that they watch your back and you can pretty much do everything you can do, you cannot have them carry a rucksack and full of food or medicine or supply or whatever it is. You can't have them have it on their back and have them bring it to the thing. I always thought that was weird. Okay, if I'm bringing something along, they're going to do the work as well as me. I'm sorry, that's just how it works. But you can't do it. And I think later on in the video, I even show you guys that that's what's possible, is that I can carry a rucksack, but they can't. But I've also put some things into my inventory that I can't carry, so I switch to the other person to carry more stuff. But they can't carry a rucksack, so it kind of makes me have to leave the medicine that was there, so that I can bring the food or anything else that I had on me back to my home. That kind of bothers me. Like I said, it just doesn't make any sense that they can't carry their own weight. Mind the pun. But I can kind of forgive that because this is a really good game. I'm searching through stuff right now, and those two items on the left are food. I just picked one of them up, and then they're on my back. She could have carried another one. That was the downside. And also, you saw an alarm clock in there. That's a distraction tool that all the zombies will be drawn to. Just kind of like the pipe bomb in Left 4 Dead. And I don't use those. I really don't. I either sneak away, fight them like I am now, or get in a car. A lot of times I get in a car and just run them over. If there's too many or my car is taking damage, I drive away. One of the main things that's wrong with the game is I don't know, and I can't remember what they said in the very beginning before this game launched, but
something's still moving around.
You can't kill all the zombies. Eventually, there'll just be a few of them scattered around where your area is. And I don't know if it's been drained from a pool of zombies that they just have. Like if they just have 30,000 and when I killed a certain amount, another amount spawns. Or if they just keep randomly spawning. Because I killed a whole bunch of zombies one time, went back to that area 2 minutes later, and there was a whole bunch of zombies once again. That's not cool. Like, I don't know if they could do it in real time or whatever, but if they could do it to where I kill the zombie, if I kill one zombie, he's never going to come back. That would make it a little bit more realistic. So that running them over with my car, okay, does damage to my car. It does damage to my car, and I can repair it in the workshop that I have built in this breakdown DLC. And it's in the game as well, the main story campaign. So it can fix my car, and it takes about a day to do it, which is like, I think, 30 minutes in real life.
How's it going?
I'm almost there.
But
We'll crack
the
open a
problem
cold one
is
for you.
I can keep running over zombies, okay? And damaging my car. But the zombies either keep spawning, or they have a pool, which I don't know how many there are in the pool of zombies that can spawn after I kill a certain amount.
There you go. Don't say I never gave you.
That doesn't seem very fair. So they can damage me, but I can never truly damage them. The other thing that they have that they added into Lifeline, which is awesome, is that you can now put rucksacks into the car or any item into the car, a certain amount of space. There's like 6 spaces in the car. But that means you can load up like 3 or 4 rucksacks, still have one on your back, put in some weapons in the car if you wanted to, and drive off and go back to your base. Fantastic idea. That is superb. Why didn't you think about that in the beginning? Now I know they had only a 2 gigabyte or something like that space, and so when they do a DLC, they get more room. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think they get more space to develop. Because they're an indie title, because they're an arcade title, they're only allowed 2 gigs, which is ridiculous. I think at least 10 gigs would be fine for them, but maybe not. But the thing is every time we want a patch, every time we want something in, we have to wait to the next patch or DLC, and that's a problem. Now in Lifeline, I didn't think I would get it to this quickly because I have about 30 minutes to talk, and I don't know how long I'm going to talk for. But in Lifeline, you're now the army, and that's a great idea. And now it's a more heavily influenced around you using guns, you working with the people that you're saving, and the military people that are around you. Some of them were just on call, so they're in their army uniforms, and some of them are not. By the way, none of this will be Lifeline gameplay. I don't have permission to really do that, although I probably could ask State of Decay, Undead Labs, if I could use their their videos, and they would probably be pretty fine with it because they want people to promote this game. Like I said, no doubt, this game is great. And things that we wanted where we could survive and scavenge for food and stuff like that. But it's not quite there yet. And so anyways, in Lifeline, you are the army, and you're trying to save certain important people. And when you get them to your base, you can signal a helicopter, and when that happens, I think there's a raid on your base. But there's also, when you're just out in the world scavenging and doing other missions, your base is constantly updating you, going, hey, there's more and more and more zombies. And basically DEFCON 1 or 5 or whatever the most dangerous one is. Anyways, I think it's 5. I can't remember. Anyways, it might go backwards. Anyways, it says that they're going to raid your base, which is a fantastic idea because nobody really, depending on where you build your base, okay, whether it's in the shipping place or whether you're in the carnival area, the fairgrounds area, or whatever, if you have outposts that you can post anywhere you want, and those are usually bases. When you look on my map, I just see one right now. It's a little white circle, and they have mines in them, and when the zombies walk through them, they'll blow up, and that's fantastic. But if you have a whole bunch of those around you, you never really see zombies around your place. So having a guard tower basically makes it useless. And in this, they asked me to build a guard tower. So I also want to apologize if the gameplay is kind of boring. It is me kind of driving back and forth, getting supplies, doing things, because I just started another breakdown. I only got to level 3, and on this thing, on breakdown, it gets harder and harder. Basically, you exhaust all the resources, and then you restart the map. Basically, you get an RV, you tell people to load in there, and you drive off, and those are the people you start with in the next level. And you have to find new people and a new place to stay in one of them. And I found the ranch house, which was awesome. But the thing is it scales. This is the other problem with State of Decay. There are a lot of special zombies in them, and I will go through those if you don't know what they are. But just in general terms, there are a lot of them, and a lot of them are kind of vicious in a pack of zombies, of regular zombies. So things can get difficult. And so every time you go to the next level, it ramps up, but you could also get what are called legends or heroes that you can unlock by killing 50 zombies with a blade, okay? Or certain tasks like that, which is fantastic. But that doesn't really help me too much. Their skills don't really help me too much. Now, there is a couple army guys that have mortars that you can use and things like that, but other than that, there's not that many special unique skills that can help you by just unlocking a legend and getting them with you. So the problem with that is a casual player, or even me that's better, a little bit better than a casual player, basically knew I couldn't get past level 3. I just wouldn't be able to do it. There's too many specials, and there's just too many zombies for me to handle. Not only that, after like the first 1 or 2 levels of going back and forth between this, it kind of gets boring. It really does get boring in the State of Decay. Now, it's a great idea that we're surviving. It's a great idea that we're teaming up and finding new people and killing zombies. Like I said, the zombies don't really disappear. They respawn. So now I'm just trying to get food and supplies while more zombies that I've already killed have come back and trying to kill me. So it's just kind of weird. I just never really got that concept. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. Now, in Lifeline, you're not really trying to survive as much as get those important people out. scientists and politicians or whatever, famous people, I don't know, important people that they want escorted out. That's a pretty good, that's a pretty good storyline, and that's a pretty good concept, because you will get raided at your base, whether there's someone to pick up or not. But it doesn't excuse the fact that it kind of seems like they're trying a little too hard with that. Because there's not much else you can do. The only other thing you can do is introduce co-op or introduce multiplayer online, which they will do eventually. They said that they will do Class 4, I believe it is, and it will be a big MMO, and that would be great if it was on the Xbox 360, but it probably won't, because it probably won't hold the memory. So they'll have to be on the Xbox One. And this is only an Xbox exclusive, I'm pretty sure, besides the PC. So that would be fantastic, but it's just,
that was an impressive stroke of
it feels like they know that they can't get past the barrier of that there's no co-op, so they're trying to invent new ways to do things, and that's great, but it doesn't really cover the fact that there still is no co-op, and I can't share this with a friend, and I can't have him watch my back, and because when I have a AI watching my back and I go into a place and raid, or not raid, but when I loot stuff, they're just staring at me and watching me. It's like, why aren't you doing something? The problem is there's little missions in this, and it's usually, help your neighbor or escort an ally that's gotten in trouble, and that's great. But when you bring people in that are besieged, I think that's the word, when they're being invaded and they want your help, so you help them, and you've helped them before, so they trust you, and you help them, and they gather their supplies up, and then they go with you, and they bring their supplies to your house. I want to know why that feature wasn't brought in when I bring a guy with me to watch my back. Why can't they scavenge as well? It doesn't mean they have to have a rut sack on them. Okay. That would be fantastic. But I want them to get as much supplies into their inventory, so I don't have to switch to them just to go, hey, I want this gun and this gun, and there you go. Also, later on in the video, I guess I got one of the guys hurt, and or tired, and when they get tired, they automatically go home, which is really, really weird, because I wanted to switch to the lady that's with me and get more supplies, but I could switch to her, but the guy was going to go home. And it's like, no, dude, I need you here to watch my back. It's just not a very good concept. Why would you do that? Now, I'm really glad that they did put in that buddy system, because before, even though they didn't have breakdown quite yet, it was really bad to be by yourself, because if a lot of zombies swarmed you, and one or two armored zombies, which I forgot to explain the specials. There's an armored zombie that can attack you that has a riot gear on. And there's a bloater. When he explodes, he has a whole bunch of gas in him. And if you hit him in a car, it will kill you in there as well. The gas will. And there's a bigum, which is basically a juggernaut, which is just a huge, I think later down the line of the video, you'll see it. He's huge, and you can't hit him with your car because you'll break your fucking car. So it's kind of a pain. And then there's another one which I hate, and that is the feral. And I think everybody probably hates that one. He's like a wolf. He runs on all fours. You can barely hear him when he's coming at you. He does make a noise, but if you don't dodge, he will jump on you and rip you in half. And that's not just a term I'm saying. He will literally rip you in half. And they're really hard to kill if you don't hit him in a car. It's just a horrible idea. And I know they were trying to make it harder and harder for us. But that one, it just really, really annoying. And there's also a screamer, which technically is no threat in a car. You can just run him over. He has no arms. He just screams and lets everybody know where you are. That's kind of a bad one if you're starting off. But you can usually pick them off because they're slow moving, and you can just shoot them in the head. Which, by the way, this game did perfectly, where you can't just shoot the zombies in the body. You can't just keep shooting them. You have to shoot them in the head. You have to kill them by knocking out the brain, and that's what it is on like The Walking Dead or something. So they did a fantastic job on that. But as far as the other special zombies, it's just the big ums don't make any sense. There's nobody really that big unless you have Samoans walking around or something like that. I'm not trying to be racist or anything like that, or prejudiced or whatever it would be, but they are a little bit bigger boned, so, you know, but they're not that big, I can tell you that. The ferals make no sense. I don't think anybody would really go crazy while they're a zombie or beforehand and act like a dog, so that's just kind of weird. And yeah, the armored zombie I'm completely fine with. The screamer zombie I'm kind of fine with. It's just certain ones. The bloaters is kind of weird. It's like, well, what happened to him when he mutated? Anyways, it's just all kind of weird. I really wish they had a feature where I can go, okay, I'm gonna load up Breakdown, and every time I do advance, if I wanted to take out the bloaters and let's say the big ums, the big guys, if I didn't like them, I could take them out. I can check mark them and go, I do not want these specials in the game. That would make it easier for casual players to play, and easier on me because I know no matter how many levels I go up, if I know I can deal with the rest of the special zombies, then I'm never going to be killed by a bigum or a bloater or whatever I decide to choose to turn off. That'd be a fantastic little invention that they can put in there a little bit into the game. That would be great. The other thing I really would want them to be into or put into the game is a raid. Now there's in Lifeline you can be raided, but I want to raid. This would be a special command, like when you can do an outpost or when you can do a mortar strike. This would be a special command that I spend points on. And I didn't really describe that system, but basically it's people being impressed by you, and you're going to get points for doing it, for bringing back, you know, food or weapons or whatever, and just basically leading, even though you're not really in charge of your people. But anyways, it would be a special thing that you can summon and go, I want you three to come with me, get in a car, and we're going to raid 3 places. And you're going to each take either a rucksack or just carry as much as you can on each of your person. And we're going to raid 3 places or just one big place. And I would mark it on the map. We all get in the car, we all drive there, and we raid it. We kill all the zombies, and there you go. The problem with Lifeline that I see is, yeah, you've made a huge map, but the middle of it you can't go into because it's the danger zone. There are thousands of zombies. Now, I'm not saying 5 people with fully automatic guns can take on 1,000 people. That's kind of bad and probably unrealistic. Not that zombies are realistic, but I'm just saying you would probably die. But if I wanted to raid a place that had a lot of zombies, if there's 50 zombies around that place, 4 or 5 people could take them out. Me and one other guy that can come with me is not going to take them out. But what I can do is exploit the game, kind of, and take them out with my car. So it just kind of defeats the purpose of being a military person. You're not really working with your group. Although I did hear when I was watching one of their streams, which is awesome, I forget when they stream. It's either Saturday or Wednesday. I can't remember. But anyways, they said on one of their streams that you can, when zombies are raiding your base, that the AI will take their positions and they will do what they need to do, which is awesome. You don't have to direct them; they just instantly know where to defend and where to go, and if you're in danger, to help you, which is good. The other thing that they improved is now the workshop used to take overnight to fix your weapons. Well, that's not really reasonable in the zombie apocalypse, and even though it would be real life, but the army is a little bit more skilled, so they upped that, and you can now repair it within seconds, I think, which is awesome. The other thing that they did was, I guess you can build a latrine or whatever that's called, but you can build a bathroom, okay? That's what you can build. You can build a bathroom. I guess if it gets too backed up, your soldier will get sick. So not having a bathroom is kind of a bad thing. There's a couple other things that you can build, so that's good. I'm not too sure what they are. I can't really remember. There's a new car in the game, which is freaking awesome. And it's a little bit rougher and tougher than the other cars. So, and of course you can put the rust sacks, and all sorts of supplies in there. I don't know if it can hold more than like a 4-door sedan, which I think is what I'm driving. I'm not too sure on that, but overall it looks like it's going to be a good DLC. I'm just hoping from State of Decay, from Undead Labs, they either make a second State of Decay and either continue the story or make a new story, one of the two. It would be great if they continue the story from the first game. I'm not going to spoil that for you, so go play it if you haven't. But if they continued that, that would be great, but I think it would have to be co-op. In this day and age, you cannot do a game that's just single player. Even Titanfall went, that's kind of a stupid idea, and their campaign is multiplayer that you play with people. So, you know, you play with a lot of people, so it's really good. I haven't played Titanfall, and I might be getting that on Xbox One, but that's for a different time and a different story. But yeah, like I said, overall, State of Decay was a really fun game. It was freaking awesome for the first month or two, and then it got boring. Same thing with Breakdown. It was fun for like about a month that I played it on, and then it got boring. And I've come back to it because I always say I want to play State of Decay. It's just everything is the same. Everything is the same, and it gets boring and tedious really fast. It's a good game, but it just needs co-op or something. I have no idea what the recipe is, but they need something. So that's about all the time I really have. There's about 2 minutes left to watch. This is me chasing down my partner going, hey, wait, no, come back. You know, trying to get her to wait. But thank you guys very much for watching. If you are still here, you guys are awesome. If I can get to 500 subs soon, that would be awesome too, because I am going to be doing a giveaway. So for 20 bucks on any system that you want, and you guys can buy whatever you want once you get that $20. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm going to leave this playing out, or at least let you guys decide if you want to watch it or not. But thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the Chaos Prophet, saying don't get lost in the chaos. Later.
I'll check this out next.
You're going to burn yourself out if you don't come home and rest a little.
Take care.